Right now, almost every first-time buyer in the Greater Toronto area is being told the same thing. A detached home in a genuinely good school area for under $1 million is gone. It does not exist anymore. And I am telling you that is wrong. Over the next 10 minutes, I am going to hand you the exact pockets of one single town where that home still exists today, the schools that sit behind each of those homes, and the reason it still exists here when it has been priced out of almost everywhere else. That town is Whitby, and by the end of it, you are going to understand it better than most of the people who actually live there. First, let me start with why so many buyers stopped looking at Whitby at all. And it comes down to two very human habits, and neither one is about the homes themselves. The first is familiarity. When most families arrive in the Greater Toronto area, and newcomers especially, they land in West GTA because that is where their community already is. They lease near it, they settle in, and comfort takes over. The West becomes the whole map, and very few ever look east. So this whole side of the region stays quietly overlooked. The second habit is that the east simply feels far. On a map, Whitby looks like the edge of everything, but measure it in time instead. The train reaches Union Station in about 55 minutes. The same commute plenty of people already make while paying hundreds of thousands more for a smaller home on the other side of GTA. So Whitby was never actually far, and the value never really went anywhere. It just sat on the side of the map most buyers never turn to, and that is exactly where you are about to look. And looking where others will not is exactly what I do. My name is Gaurav. I am a CFA charter holder and a real estate agent here in the Greater Toronto area. And if you want to walk through your own situation at any point, the link to book a call with me directly is in the description. Now, the first thing that makes Whitby work is who lives there. Three numbers tell you everything. First, more than 8 in 10 homes here are owned, not rented. In plain terms, this is a town of families who put down roots and stay. It's not a place people pass through. That itself is the strongest sign of a stable neighborhood there is, and stable neighborhoods hold their value. Second, nearly 7 in 10 homes here are detached houses. So you're not buying into a wall of condos or townhouses, you're buying into streets of real houses with driveways and backyards, the kind of place a family actually grows up in. Third, the median household income is around $123,000, and the average home holds close to 3 people. Now that establishes working households with kids already in school. When the families around you are settled and earning, the schools stay funded, the streets stay cared for, and your home is easy to sell when your day comes. And that is the foundation. Now let me show you where the home you want actually sits in Whitby. It comes down to 2 paths, and which one you take depends on how much work you want to do. If you want a detached home in a strong school boundary that is move-in ready with nothing to touch, you're looking at around $900,000 to $1 million here. And if you're open to a detached home that needs a little bit of renovation, then the same boundary opens up from around $800,000 to $900,000. Either way, the school comes with the house. And here is where to find both. Start with Lind Creek. This is where the larger detached homes sit on wide lots next to solid older bungalows. So you will find both the move-in ready ones near $1 million and the ones with a little renovation upside a little below. And here is what makes it the pocket to beat. 2 of the most sought after elementary schools in the whole town sit right here. Colonel J.E. Fairwell and the 9-rated E.A. Fairman. This is the rare place where a genuinely large detached home and schools like these still overlap in a first-time home buyer's price range. Next is Pringle Creek, one of Whitby's most established and convenient neighborhoods. Fallingbrook and Ormiston serve the area, and because the homes here are older, this is a value pocket. You can buy a detached home that needs updating from $800,000 to $900,000 and still sit close to schools, parks, and shopping all at once. Then there is Williamsburg, which is the family-first move-in ready side of town. Williamsburg Public and Jack Minor both sit here, and Jack Minor even runs a gifted program. The area feeds into the 8-rated Donald A. Wilson for high school, so your child can stay in one strong school zone from kindergarten all the way through grade 12. A move-in ready detached home here runs around $900,000. And finally, Rolling Acres, the quietest of the four. The homes are a little bigger and a little cheaper for what you get. John Dryden serves the area and it feeds into Sinclair, a 7-rated high school. Most of the homes here are move-in ready in that same $900,000 to $1 million range. Now, before you fall for a home in any of these, there is one check that saves buyers the most money in this entire search. And that check exists because of stake that quietly costs buyers all the time. Living near a top school does not mean your kids can actually go to it. Only the homes inside that school's boundary get a seat. And being close by is not the same as being inside it. When a listing says top schools nearby, it is telling you nothing because the catchment line can run straight down the middle of the street, one side feeding to an 8.8 school and the other side feeding to a much lower rated school. That means the address decides your child's school, not the neighborhood name and not the marketing. So here is the check. Before you fall for any detached home, take that school board's boundary tool, type in the exact address and confirm the school it feeds into today because those lines do get redrawn. That one check is the difference between paying for a top school and only living near one. So the homes are real and the schools are real. The only question left is, why does a detached home inside a top-rated school boundary for under $1 million still exist in Whitby when it has been priced out almost everywhere else? And the answer is not just luck, it is also supply. Think back to the numbers from earlier. 7 in 10 homes in Whitby are detached houses and whole neighborhoods of them went up in the 1990s and early 2000s, filled with young families. Those families have now been there for 20 and 30 years and many are reaching the point where they move on. So a steady stream of these homes keeps coming back onto the market, sitting inside school boundaries that have had decades to build a track record. Closer to Toronto, an affordable detached home in a top school boundary barely exists anymore, and the few that do come up get bid to a number a first-time buyer cannot touch. Out here, there are simply more of them, so the price has stayed in reach. And a window that depends on homes slowly turning over is one that closes the moment demand catches up, which is exactly why the buyers who move first are the ones who win. And that is the whole reason this window is open. So is it worth it moving to Whitby in 2026? Well, if you're a first-time buyer who wants to own a detached home inside a top-rated school boundary in a community stable enough to hold its value, and all of it about 55 minutes from downtown Toronto, then yes, Whitby is one of the very few places left where you get to keep all of that at once and still come in under $1 million. And with the rest of the region only now starting to look east, the buyers who move first are the ones who are going to win. So that is Whitby top to bottom. The pockets, the schools, and the real reason a detached home in a top school boundary is still within reach here. But Whitby is only one piece of the map. Ajax and Pickering are next, and I am breaking down every part of Durham region the exact same way. So if you want the full picture before you decide where you actually belong, subscribe now and you will not miss a single video. Now I have closed over $25 million in real estate, most of it helping first-time homebuyers through their journey. So if you want help mapping your own budget onto the right neighborhood, the link to book a call with me is right below in the description. And in that call together, we'll create a roadmap for your home buying journey. And if you're not ready for that call just yet, but still want to learn, I've put together a recorded webinar that walks you through the whole home buying process from start to finish. How much you actually need to get in, how to line up your financing, how to find the right home in the right area, and how to make an offer without overpaying. The link to watch it is in the description as well. And if this video helped you see Whitby more clearly, share it with someone who is thinking about buying their home, because it would genuinely help them and it helps this channel grow as well. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one.